Hey. So, the question is, what does it feel like 17 days after a double mastectomy with reconstruction surgery? Um, and as I said before, I'm doing this just to get some awareness out there and also I know how scary it is to not know what to expect. So I just want to kind of put this out there, and I have a lot of time, so I think if I could be a voice and help someone, that's what I want to do. Anyway, so um, with the way it feels, yesterday was kind of a little different day, a rougher day for me. I've been getting these sharp shooting pains that's going through my chest. They just it will just pop up. It's like I don't know when they're coming. Just all of a sudden, I'll be like, ah. Um, I wouldn't say that it hurts. I would say that it's annoying, and I know it's there because you can't miss it because it's kind of like this. Just it kind of reminds me like when a star falls out of the sky. This on like whenever you look at a shooting star and it falls out of the sky, like how it just drops. Well, that's how this pain kind of feels like. If that's probably a horrible analogy, but you'll probably get what I mean. But it just feels like it's just dropped in there at any given time. Um, anyway, I started getting a lot of those yesterday, and don't get me wrong, they wake me up. If I'm sleeping, it will wake me up. And I'm like, ah! So yesterday was a rough day. I did take a couple walks, but I got wore out, which I walked around the block and I was like, okay, this is not right. But anyway, that was something. Another thing that I'm feeling, which is burning underneath my arms. Um, I don't, I know like under my arms, that's where my drains were put in. And I know that they actually, um, removed a lymph node and that kind of thing. So I am feeling quite a bit of burning. Last night, it woke me up out of my sleep, because I'm a side sleeper, so sleeping sitting up and on my back is so hard for me. But it's getting better, thank God. And I'm getting more comfortable where I can kind of sleep, get on my side a little bit, so it can give me some rest. But like last night, I don't know what I did. Guess I was trying to get too comfortable, and it woke me up in the middle of the night because I was like, ah, um, because it felt like more of like a burning, like I broke something or something, which I know I didn't break anything, but that's why I have to be really careful and take it easy. Um, so as long as I'm not trying to do too much and I'm just resting, trying to get myself back into, moving around a little bit. I actually put my Apple Watch back on today because it was depressing looking at it. Because the last couple weeks I have not did hardly any steps, so it's kind of crazy. So I definitely want to get myself moving, but I definitely don't want to do it too soon. Gosh, I keep getting this cough. But that's just because I'm thirsty, not because I'm sick. Yay! Because I am cancer free. Yes, and I don't even have a cold or flu or nothing, thank God. And that's because with the coronavirus, I am definitely in the house. I'm recovering from breast cancer. I'll be glad when all of this is over. It's just, I have a lot of time, so I'm really trying to reflect on like everything that's happened, and it's happened so fast. When I watch the news, I see where I had my surgery on March 9th. And then immediately, like a week after, is when the coronavirus pandemic just went nuts. Um, and I look at them like, God, it's so different. Even from the day that I had my surgery on March 9th. I was in this, for when I first found out I had cancer, on February 14th, it changed my life. So I was already in this mode where it was just me and Jesus. Very, very good friend of mine, Sister Tyra Knox. She told me, she said, when I told her I had cancer, she said, it's time to go to battle. You got to go to war. And I was like, what do you mean? And she said, and this was just 2 days, this was like real quick after I found out I had cancer. So, actually, it was 2 days. So she said, you got to go to war, Tina. And I was like, okay, well, how do I do that? So she said, you need to make sure that you turn off the TV, or you're only listening to healing messages. You're only listening to music, that faith-based music. Make sure that what you're putting inside your mind is nothing but faith-based and healing. So I hunkered down because honestly, I didn't know what to do. I was just told I had breast cancer. Oh, it's still really emotional. But God, just like I know, like I have, I wasn't even going to cry. But I know that I have a long road ahead of me. Not only like physically, because I know I have still, the discomfort of stretching my skin, and I'm not worried about the second surgery, that's for sure. But I really feel like everything happened so fast, and I haven't even had a chance to even think hardly about really what happened. I just been focusing on plowing through the next thing in my recovery physically. But I know I'm going to have to manage the emotional part of it too. Because it does take a toll on you after a while. I mean, I've just been focused on managing the pain and doing what I need to do, not to do too much. Try to help out around the house as much as I can. Lester is going stir crazy. But with the coronavirus thing, he works for the school district, so he's not working. But God's taking care of us. He's Lester has his lawn mowing thing, so that's going to get started early this year, obviously. And I was approved for my FMLA, so we're okay there. Since March 9th, I've only been out of the house twice, and that's for a doctor's appointment. So I am being safe and I am being smart. Um, but fighting the emotional stuff is definitely what I'll have to do next, obviously, because I just broke down crying and I'm doing a video. Anyway, I want to get back to my story because it's really cool. So Sister Tyra told me that I needed to fight, so I did that. I buckled down and I shut off the whole world. And literally, Lester, it was so crazy because Lester, he didn't have a choice. Of course, he wanted to, his whole world changed too. But he didn't have a choice. He had to deal with the, before I went to church and saw Tyra, he had to deal with me just sitting in this weird phase. I would just stare at the wall. For 2 days, I did that. I didn't sleep. I just cried. I didn't talk to anybody. Then, Tyra, I love her. So then she told me what to do, and that Sunday, it was literally the only, when I blocked out everything, I didn't work, I didn't do anything. I was sick too, but literally I just listened to the word. I listened to praise music. God was speaking to me like crazy, and I documented it because with Brother Mark and Tyra, I had them on an actual thread, text message, and then I had my kids, Casey and Dom and Danny, and they were all on a thread. And because I only let just a few people into my bubble, and that was my very closest family, my sister, my brother, my dad, my mom, but that was about it. And of course, my husband and my kids. But anyway, that there was 3 weeks before my surgery where all I did, that's all, literally, God would wake me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would be, I would try to go back to sleep, and he said, no, get up, and he would talk to me. I wrote, actually, at that time, I was writing everything down because God was speaking to me, but then it got so much and so big, I couldn't even keep up with everything that God was telling me. It's crazy. And he's showing me my purpose right now. And if I didn't have that 3 weeks where I went to battle and went to war and it was just me and Jesus, I wouldn't have been able to hear him when it was time for me to make some really crucial decisions concerning my health and what I was going to have to go through. Being able to go into your oncologist with your treatment plan already, which included a double mastectomy. The doctor said, hey, I'm really glad you did. You're a good advocate. You're an advocate. You have to be an advocate for your own self. He said, but I do have to tell you this because I have to give you the options. Well, there was only 2 options, and I already knew what the Lord had told me. So I was like, okay, son, fine. And then he told me, and then we went on with the procedure with the double mastectomy. And then he also wanted to order the test, my risk test for the gene mutation. So he definitely did that. Then we scheduled my surgery. So I left there. And then, I did some documents on some of the days before my surgery, some actual videos, and I've already posted it to my YouTube channel. So make sure if you want to follow, Facebook is kind of crazy right now, so I do want to give updates, and this is my journey. So if you want more updates, because I'll get on Facebook again, like next time I go to the doctor or whatever. Or I might check in like maybe weekly or I don't know. Just whenever the Lord tells me it's time, that's when I do. But if you want to know what I'm doing, I'm really trying to keep the this channel up, my breast cancer journey, so that way other people, it can get out there, so other women that's getting ready to go through this or that's going through this now, that it can actually help them. Because I was after me and the Lord spent those 3 weeks together, then it was time for me to be my own advocate in like recovery and what I needed to do for my mastectomy and blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh, who's going to do this and how am I going to do this? So thank God for those 3 weeks that I had with just me and Jesus, because I was able to really make a lot of decisions. And they were all the right decisions, and they were in God's plan. I know, I felt it. When the doctor calls you and tells you, hey, you're cancer free, we got all the cancer, there's no chemo, there's no radiation, your risk test did come back with a mutant gene for breast cancer. It's called check 2. So, and that means I'm a very high risk for breast cancer. I was, and I didn't even know it. That's why it's so important to have your mammograms and to talk to your family and find out your history. Because my grandpa had breast cancer and I didn't even know it. And I have this really rare mutant gene, which is why I got the breast cancer. So it's just amazing how God works. Because God already told me it was going to be a mastectomy, a double. He had already told me. And he told me not to worry and then he was going to take care of me. And he has. Now, is it easy? No. It's not easy. And I'm sure that the emotional part of it is probably going to be way worse than the pain part of it. Because pain is temporary. And I know that. That's what's getting me through this. That's the only thing that's getting me through this, is I know pain is temporary. It's not forever. It's not forever. Pain is not. So I can get through this. And you know what? It's kind of like with what our country's going through right now. This isn't forever. And it's painful. It's painful for a lot of people. In so many ways. It's painful. This is hard. This is hard. But you know what? Pain doesn't last forever. Nope. And that's what has really got me through these last couple weeks. Actually, the whole breast cancer. That's what's got me through, is knowing pain doesn't last forever. And it's going to be over soon. All of this is going to be over soon. And then we're all going to be shouting, giving glory to God, which we should be. I'll be giving extra glory to God because he saved me. Oh, here I go again. But I will. God saved me. And thank God that I'm a believer and that I know him. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine going through breast cancer or coronavirus 2020 without God. Oh my gosh. And look, it's only March. What the heck? Ooh, I can just imagine what God has for us later this year after all this. Anyway, that's all for today. Make sure that you hit like. You could also subscribe to this channel. And if you know somebody that's going through breast cancer or that is getting ready to have a surgery or just somebody that might need to hear something about somebody else just to kind of get their mind off of their own problems that they're having, sometimes it's good to hear that there's a lot of people that's hurting right now, but we're all going to be okay. So with that, I'm going to go blow my nose. Gosh. And it's a beautiful day. So God bless everybody. And I love you. Oh, share my page if you want to. Love you. Bye.